L to the fifth. What? Bye-bye.
What is up, YouTubers? I have been missing. I know. It all kind of goes back to that very first tidbit I gave us on my very first video was do things when it feels right, not when you're supposed to. And for some reason, releasing a video over the past 2 weeks has just not really been an option. I didn't feel inspired, and I didn't really want to put a video up that didn't have any inspiration behind it. Otherwise, it'd just be me rambling. I'm going to start this week's video out with a story I wrote down. It's very short. It'll take about a minute to read, I'd imagine. And it was me kind of reflecting on the person I was in my early 20s. I did a lot of partying in my early 20s. I think it's kind of an expected thing. People do that, especially when they're in college. I was not in college, but I was in my early 20s with friends that were in their early 20s, and that's what we did. And at some point, it seems like this could have been something that would happen to me. So here we go. A man, skin shining by moonlight, sat in a padded room, one which reminded him of a crib, maybe his own crib, a crib that had everything he needed: food, rest, time, and drugs. Though time had stolen his independence, his connections, and his ability to cope normally in the social world, he felt calm and happy. His life had become simple, yet it somehow lacked freedom. As his imagination took him away, he wondered to himself, can I go back to where it all began? Is it too late to share my gifts? What's next for me? And really where this is stemming from is I've had a lot of experiences in my life that have led me down dark paths. And honestly, I look back sometimes at the things that have happened to me and I kind of wonder how it is I made it through. Like, what angel came to my aid at that moment in time? You know, when I was in a car wreck when I was 16, and I was driving down my street, like I was on my street, and there was a truck parked with their wheels turned out. And it was dark. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and my sisters were in the car with me. One was in the passenger seat, and one was in the back. And we, you know, hit the car, and that wheel turned my car over, flipped it over. I mean, we were going 20 miles an hour, like... You know, no speeding. It was just pure circumstance and perfect lineup for physics to flip my car. And when I don't say woke up, I guess when I came to, because I did pass out for a minute, or like a second really. I got out, unbuckled myself, and got out of the car and was walking around to see where my sister was. She was coming out, and then my sister popped out of the car, the one in the passenger seat, and the other one was still back there, and there's people, they're onlookers watching, and I'm about to crawl inside the car, and someone's like, no, you can't crawl in the car, don't do that, it's not safe. And I was just kind of like, my sister's in there, she's 8 years old, I have to go and help her. And all of a sudden, she crawls out of the car, and she says to my mom later that night, when my mom got home, she goes, an angel came, and she kept us safe. And you know, I just wonder, how many times in my life has an angel been there to keep me safe? Whether it was a car wreck, or whether I was out with someone I shouldn't have been, or there's a million possibilities where I feel like the angels came to save me. And I'm so thankful to be where I am today. You know, sometimes when they make comments about cats having 9 lives, I'm like, maybe humans have multiple lives, you know? Did my life end that day in a different dimension? Am I dead right now? Like, in a different dimension? Is this the dimension I'm currently in? And is this the one that I'm alive and where I keep... Because again, there's been several, I can think of at least 5, and I'm not going to share them because most of them are not really YouTube appropriate. There's been probably a good 5 situations in my life where I should have died. I definitely should have died, and I didn't. I actually came out stronger than I was before. So anyway, that's my story for today, guys. Life has many options. And it's only through our journey into the different dimensions of ourselves that we can find peace and live. And beyond living past the things that should have killed us, I've learned to have an extreme amount of gratitude for life, because I feel like I don't deserve to be alive sometimes. Like, I haven't earned to be alive this long. I've actually done things to where I should have died, and I'm not. So I'm alive, and here we are. Thank you, angels. Thank you, God. Yeah, it's gonna be a good week. Spring cleaning, here we come. I'm pretty sure I've deciphered through why I didn't make a YouTube video. I went to Colorado to release myself, to let go of all the work and the stress and the drama and including my own, and kind of resurface anew. And when I came back, that new person, because I really do feel like I was like born again while I was out there, and all of it hit me again. The amount of work that I put in every single week, like, we don't realize sometimes how much energy we expel until later. And I put out a lot. I had no idea how much energy I put out. And because it was the first time I've gone on vacation alone, wow, I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do but charge. Even when I was giving out energy to travel and drive and stuff, it felt like a recharge. When I was driving that 9 hours to Colorado, it was relaxing. Like, I actually enjoyed all 9 hours there, and I even enjoyed all 9 hours back. Like, who knew? But what I'm thinking about now is, normally when I go on vacation, I get real dirty. I party and I get real lazy and don't do any chores. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm on vacation, blah. I didn't do that. I didn't party. I didn't go out and commit any acts that I normally do. Like, I was a very good boy over my Colorado trip, like, really good. And then I came back and I like doubled up. I ate out like every day for a week and my body died. Like, it died. I think I went into a permanent state of comatose for like a week there. That's why there was no YouTube video, because I was in comatose because I was abusing myself. I don't know if any of you out there are into abusing yourselves, but I think we all do it. You know, we say mean things to ourselves on the inside, or we consume things in our body we don't need, or we hang out with people that drain us and are toxic. Like, we all do things that are not good for us. I've yet to meet any person that does not do that. So I'm sure they're out there maybe, but I haven't met them. And so, yeah, the abuse came in hard. And I'm having a lot of grace for myself right now. I feel like this week has been the make-up week for all the third-dimensional stuff I did to myself. Hanging out with people that I really shouldn't, eating food I don't need, and being lazy and not going to work out. And yeah, I'm catching up this week. That's what's happening. And so I'm spring cleaning. Remember, this whole month is about spring cleaning. And so I said there was going to be a spring cleaning part 3. However, I have a feeling that that's not going to be till next week. Yeah, it's going to have to wait, because I don't believe in telling people to do things you're not. I think it's just it's bad manners. Be like, you are not allowed to say, I'm gonna hate on parents for a second. When parents tell their children it's not okay to cuss, and then they cuss in front of them, it doesn't set a tone. That would be like a police officer arresting someone for smoking pot and then them smoking pot right afterwards. That's not a thing. Like, that's not, like, it is a thing because it happens, but that's not acceptable behavior, and that's not how you instill values in someone. And so, because I don't want to instill values in you guys that I'm not currently holding, I'm not going to tell you about spring cleaning, because I haven't spring cleaned. I started spring cleaning 2 weeks ago before I left for Colorado, and I got back, and it has not been done. And that's okay. Back to video number 1. Do it when it feels right. Greetings, my YouTube fans. So, I am so excited for this weekend. I have Saturday from 5 p.m. until Monday at 4:30 p.m. off. I've not had a day off since I got back from my Colorado trip, so it'll be like I think 5 weeks and 5 days when I finally take that day off. These past 4 to 5 weeks have really been intensely different than my normal life. I came back from that trip rejuvenated and refreshed, and my perspective had changed about how I view the world negatively and positively, and how I view other people, and what I'm starting to really ground in my own personal beliefs about why it is each of us are here. I believe we all have a purpose, and we all are going somewhere specific. Like, our journey is very specific to us. But somewhere along the way, I get lost a lot. You know, I get confused in the feelings of other people, and the actions of other people, and the mentalities, and their opinions, and their validation, and just lots of mix-up from the outside world that's coming into me. And I know that we have some level of control with that. What energies we allow into our lives on a day-to-day basis are so drastically important that we pay attention to those. Because, like I said, when I was in Colorado, if you watch the Colorado video, I think it's number 23, I was so different from my normal self. My pace and the things I was thinking about, the time I was, everything, all my habits, everything had changed. And it's because I've never been completely alone before. And being completely alone with no social contact and not interacting or energetically exchanging with any of my normal stuff totally changed me. And then I came back and I was so free and so open, and I had cleared out all this space in my heart that I allowed everything back in tenfold. And the last 4 to 5 weeks have just been so drastically intense. Trying to figure out how I feel. This fifth dimension thing, why does it matter separating ourselves from others, to become us? I don't know. I'm very confused right now about the opposites. You know, I told someone the other day, there's this weird connection between people that are selfless and people that are narcissists. People that are selfless are always, for me, being selfless is about taking care of everything else outside of me, because I've also taken care of myself. I believe in the two sides, in taking care of yourself selflessly and taking care of yourself selfishly. So both others and you. And it's I don't know, everything is so balanced right now in my mind that it all seems right. And I'm thinking to myself, does it matter that I have some of these bad habits? Do I have to eat a perfect diet all the time? Am I really just ultimately compartmentalizing everything and breaking everything down to such extremes that I'm ruining it? Just live life and not think about so much the good or the bad. I think the good naturally happens if you allow it. And the bad, from what I've come to determine in my own personal life, what I view as my bad habits, most of my bad habits aren't hurting anyone else. And actually rarely ever do they hurt anyone else. And even if, I'm not even sure if they're hurting myself, except me telling myself they're bad. And that's where we are today. It's Wednesday. I really wanted to release a video this week. This is as much inspiration as I could get out right now. I need that day off. I need to tune back into myself, because I've been giving a lot and giving in a lot. A lot of requests have come lately at me, and I'm just kind of sure, great, let's change it, perfect. So, L to the 5th, thank you guys for watching. Because this slump is kind of happening right now, I do believe in natural waves, so I would imagine at some point that slump is going to start going up, and it feels like it's going to be a nice big up. I'm graduating in, oh my gosh, 2 weeks and 2 days. My birthday is in a week and 4 days. So I'll be 31, getting my degree, all in the same week, Monday to Friday. And yeah, there's a lot of upcoming. Maybe that's why I'm so sad. Just doing so much for school and so much for work and trying to be compassionate to others and trying to like do the most to be a good person, like to put out positive energy even when I feel like cheers. L to the 5th, X to the Y. Bye, guys.